This episode of Vic's Basement is brought to you by EB Games. Support us by buying your video games at EB Games. Welcome to my basement, everybody. You were gonna say welcome to my basement. Did you want to try it? You give it a try.
I
give it a shot.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna go or not.
I was waiting because there's always a beat after the one. Go ahead, say it.
Welcome to Vic's Basement, everybody. Oh my God, yes.
Back to rehearsal.
Okay, Scott, you go. You give us one.
Let's talk
Give
about.
us a welcome.
Welcome to Vic's Basement.
All right,
Listen,
there we
let's,
go.
Wait.
Let's talk.
No.
Why you get to go first? Why?
Because look at your microphone.
Look at yours.
What's happening? What's happening to your microphone?
Someone.
You're on television.
There's 3 people here today.
Yes.
It's not me. One of you 2 smells.
I just
she
showered.
smells great.
Okay.
She
no.
sounds great. Here, let's fix this.
Yeah, can we fix
Who
it?
cares?
It's like
This is
an octopus.
This is
tentacle.
not.
I know.
Sorry,
It's ridiculous.
What are you doing? This collar is very fragile. It's a Banana Republic.
There you go.
Oh my God! I wasn't supposed to say that.
There you go. Awesome.
Product placement. Well, listen. It's
Hello.
okay. Listen.
Happy Friday.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can.
It's very warm outside.
It is very warm.
I am sweating a lot, but the funny thing is, when I was much younger, I used to sweat. Will you shut up? I used to sweat predominantly from my face. Now, this is the first time I've ever said this publicly, but I'm a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Okay, and
All
so
right.
now, the sweat in my face that I used to suffer from. Now I just sweat everywhere else, and I think that's more like a normal person.
Okay.
You sweat down here, like under here, it's damp right now.
You used to just sweat out of your face? That was
Just
the only
all
place?
my face, yeah, like. And now here is damp, and here is damp, and down here is damp, and that's all I can show you because it's a family program. But I'm sweating from the normal places. Vic, what's new with you?
I'm also sweating from the
Okay,
normal
now for
places.
sports.
Yeah, California can have our weather back, right? We're done with this drought
Listen,
weather.
this is not.
This is damn hot.
It's
been months,
okay.
months
It's
and
not that
months of
hot.
sun.
It's Jesus Christ.
It feels like since January.
All
it
right,
hasn't
all
rained.
right, all right.
Well, nobody in BC is really allowed to complain about weather
Yes.
except for the rain.
The
but
thing is, once you get into the shade, and there's lots of shade here because we have redwood trees, which are beautiful and they need water. Once you get into that shade, things cool off right quick. Now let's talk about Ruby's plugging the toilet.
No, we're not going to talk
Vic's-
about Ruby! Don't plug the toilet!
Vic's daughter plugged her first toilet. Can I not talk about this?
Yeah, okay. That's
She
fine.
plugged her first toilet. Vic, how many toilets have you
Bravo.
plugged in your entire
Many.
life?
Yeah, many. How about you?
At least 99.
Yeah.
I haven't plugged a toilet in a while, though.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I plug them all the time.
Marissa plugs. She uses too much toilet paper.
Is that what it is?
I do use a lot of toilet paper. I know it's very wasteful.
She came over to my house once, and I put a roll of toilet paper out. It's like, okay, this is all new. And then Marissa went in there and came out. I don't even know what happened to it. Like half the roll was gone.
That's not true. That's not a true story.
What do you put it in your
just
bra?
saying things now.
Like,
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't put it in
There
my
was
bra.
no shower curtain up anymore. Just dust bowls were rolling around. And
So
Marissa's like, yeah, I'm clean.
She got
I'm good,
through
I'm
it.
good.
I've got some show and tell that I want to share with everybody
All
today.
right.
Vic, I don't know what that is, though.
This is toy break today. Shall we do this
Do you
first?
want- okay, let's start with that. We don't
Okay.
usually start with
I've
that.
talked about this, I think, on the show already, and I may have talked about the black caped version of the same Batman that I have.
It's fascinating.
But I got this at Comic-Con, and I absolutely love this. This is Mezco's 112 line. This is the Dark Knight Returns Batman, the squat Batman with the fat
Squat Batman,
with,
fat,
with the fat bat signal.
black cape.
This one's the blue one though, and I actually like the blue one better.
Blake has to shout up to the camera.
Lots of great detail. Careful.
Blake already dropped one
Oh,
Batman
man.
today.
Yeah, I love this thing, and this is very representational of, except it's black and gray,
The funny
of
thing
the
is-
Ben Affleck Batman.
I don't want to talk about Ben Affleck
Yeah.
Batman, but Vic,
Okay.
this one looks a lot like you.
It does?
Yeah, I feel like the jaw is the same.
That's right.
And
yeah.
that chin
Look
right
at the
there.
cheek.
Boop.
There's no cheeks on this Batman. He's
Yeah.
all
You
sinew.
got a little dimple in your chin.
I have a little one, yeah.
You're a very good looking man.
yeah.
Ruby's got one.
Oh,
this
does
is,
she?
That's precious.
this is he's 60 years old.
That's
in the
a
comic.
60-year-old
How do
guy.
you touch one of these things?
Well, he
Gently
doesn't want
and
you to.
carefully.
touch
Oh, you
them.
can.
Okay, but I wanted to turn him back towards the camera so he could
Well,
watch the show too.
Nobody can really see down here.
So no one can see how well endowed we are?
No.
Oh no, yeah, you can see you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see your crotches.
Can you see
Okay.
Batman?
See all our crotches.
Which,
No,
how do we
Like
get it
this?
so Batman's head maybe it's just peeking up?
Peeking up a little bit, like where the
Oh,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
way-
yeah.
we're
We're
way
behind,
behind.
so you can't see.
Okay, all right,
Anyway, sorry.
All right.
I don't mean to do that.
Okay,
Derpy.
so we got the toy break in,
Yes.
and now we're going to move on to another segment called Marissa's News for the Week. Marissa, what do you have for us?
Why do you do this to me? I don't know why you do it to me every
Okay,
single time.
Marissa
It really
apparently
bothers me.
doesn't have
No, no,
anything.
no,
Vic, I
okay,
want that red
no.
flag. I want it to go in her file.
Sometimes these weeks
Guys,
just fly by, and
And then you-
you're sort of brain dead at the
You're
end of the
here.
week.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's the catatonic part of the year. I hate the summer. I hate the
I
summer.
love the summer.
Hate
But it's
the summer.
it's harder to concentrate on work, even though we're incredibly busy because we're traveling to all these conventions and stuff.
I got to tell you
Yeah.
something. I just ran into a famous game developer. I'm not allowed to name his name, Brian Provinciano.
Okay.
On the street. Did I say it out loud?
Yeah.
Anyway, I ran into him, and he's got some new things he's working on.
Yeah.
I'm going to a party at his house later because we're personal friends.
Okay, so
Name
that's
drop.
your news.
No, I have more news. I am prepared for this.
Hold on
Unlike
a second.
Marissa,
Well,
Vic, red flag in the
just
file.
Okay.
Okay. Red flag. Check.
Hold on.
Up your game,
I-
Marissa.
Yeah, come on, Marissa.
Okay, that's enough from both of you. Blow dark, go to sleep. Let's talk about the Blue Jays for 1 second. I
Oh.
know this is not video game
Oh, yeah,
related
you
at
guys
all.
were there last
but
week. Yeah.
no, not
That's
even.
why,
not
that's
even
why
about
we
that.
had to do the podcast
Okay.
early.
No, that's
Tell
not
us
what I
about
want
the
to talk
pod.
about.
Okay.
That's
all
not what I
right.
It's
want
the
to talk
trading
about.
deadline.
Okay.
No, yes, exactly. So
Thank
Alex
you.
Anthopoulos is doing some crazy stuff because Beeston's leaving, and so he's wanting to do some crazy stuff too. We got Troy Tulowitzki. Look, we got David Price. This is like, and more deals went down today. It's just a huge.
Can I do
it's,
toy break again?
listen, the Blue Jays.
We just got to ride it out, Vic. Just let it go. Just let it
Blue
go.
Jays are doing some really sweet things.
All right.
So.
Okay.
Let's go.
Bravo, Blue
Go
Jays.
Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Win some games.
Canada's
Marissa's
team.
counting
Do you know
on
what?
you.
There are a lot of people in the chat that actually like the Blue Jays as well.
All
So
right.
you're insulting me.
Moving right along.
We have a lot of people that watch us in Ontario. Hello, Ontario.
Listen, I
Yes,
insult
that's
people
right.
Everyone that's watching,
every day
thank
on
you,
this
thank
show.
you.
That's true, you
People
do.
love it when I insult them.
I don't
they?
think that's true.
Do they?
I don't know.
Do
I don't care. But listen, I just want to have
they?
fun.
I don't know.
I want to have fun. I've been insulting you for years. You haven't fired me yet. You tried a few
I
times.
kind of
I
enjoy it.
tried a few times.
Oh,
Please
guys,
don't- please
I
don't
had
do
a
that.
coffee.
Oh,
Okay,
that's why
listen.
you're like
All right,
this.
all right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What's been going on this week?
No. Listen, I
All
want
right.
to do some of my show and tell. I got a
Okay,
lot of stuff I
all right,
want to
show
get
and
through.
tell, go for
Okay,
it.
I
All
don't want
right.
to go through.
All
Like
right.
nothing happened this week.
No, there's some
Sure.
things that happen.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Windows. I don't want to talk
Windows
about that.
10,
I got
yeah.
some new underwear. This brand is called My Package.
Shut up.
Okay.
That is not the brand of the underwear.
That is the brand.
Now listen, I
You
just
made that. You mocked that up.
I just
No,
got the regular
no,
white.
no.
Now the underwear is not in here any
You got the
longer.
regular white, my package. Of course you
I
did.
can't believe you brought this.
But anyway, this is the thing that's
Are you
special
wearing
about
it
this
right now?
underwear. I am wearing it right now. So if
Wow.
I look a little more relaxed today, it's because of my package.
That's
Hold on, we should.
unbelievable.
Okay, you go
Yeah, can I say something,
Yes.
That's
please, finally?
unbelievable. Who actually makes my package?
Well,
ahead.
you
It's
have.
made right here in Vancouver.
Shut
It's
up.
also
It is.
Really?
listen.
Yeah.
It's also
The technology.
it's also
Keep it
Pride
on
weekend, so everyone is out there. And I went to a gay underwear store. I don't know. Maybe all underwear stores are gay. I don't know who shops like
How did
straight.
you know it was gay?
straight-
Why are you labeling the underwear store?
Listen, straight
Okay.
men
Actually,
don't
it's just
shop
the neighborhood.
for designer. Right, it's the neighborhood as well.
in the
straight
neighborhood?
men,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
straight men don't usually shop for
Is that a term?
fancy underwear.
Neighborhood?
Yeah.
What's interesting about this design, people, okay?
Okay, yeah.
What's interesting about it is that in the front, instead of, it's like a,
It's
in the front,
you
there's
could-
a special little
you could-
area
You could carry your cucumbers.
where you put your things in. Well, I
Right.
wish I had a cucumber, but I don't. But there's a little area where you put everything in. Now, what happens here, and I've never made a baby, not that I know of, what happens here
You
is,
gotta meet a lady first.
I know that's step
Okay.
one, Vic. We've been over the steps. What happens is it's outside of the underwear, so it's not all smothered in
Oh.
the way
it's like on
underwear.
display.
Yeah, it's
Look
like
how
you're
excited you're getting.
Okay.
you're punishing it if you just smother it in there with everything else, because it doesn't want to be in the same
Well,
part of
that is
the
if you wear
pant.
tighty whities. You're
It doesn't.
smothering it.
This is what I wear. I wear this kind. This is what I wear. This is made in Vancouver. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that, but I'm on TV, so I can afford it. But this
No,
little package in the front of the underwear, you put all of the most valuable stuff. There's lots of valuable stuff.
If you're leading with underwear, I'm really excited to see what
Okay,
else
so
you
that's-
Okay, no, but this, because it has keyhole comfort, but we should say that there is a competitive brand out there called Saks, and they're going toe to toe. There are a lot of people out there that like
How
my
do you know
package.
so much
or
about
I did
this?
some research.
What
do
do
you
you-
think? I got them for all the men in my family.
It's
and
very
people that I
strange.
love. Like, just
Oh my
don't
God,
worry,
I can't
yeah.
believe what I paid for these. Anyway,
I
they're
know.
very comfortable, but I change my underwear twice a day. That's why I smell so fresh.
Okay, so you're going to be
really
spending.
getting to know a lot about you.
Well, we're
What
going to
else
learn a
you
lot
got?
about each other
What
today.
else you got?
Okay, that was just one thing, Vic. But I got to tell you something. Something miraculous happened last weekend. I was down in Seattle.
Yeah.
I saw some very good friends of mine, Bill Trinan
Yep.
and Ryan Payton.
Yep.
Now these guys are huge
Drop
names.
2 and 3.
I know. I'm
Okay.
Facebook friends with them. But when I got to Seattle, before I went to the game, which was amazing,
Sorry.
I found.
What?
I have to interrupt. Vic, is your mic pack on? Mm-hmm. Can you check, please?
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Quiet? Yeah, it's on.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
When I got to Seattle, I opened my bag and I found a strange cord in there. I thought, what is this for? What is this strange cord? Why do I have it here?
I
And then
can't
You
believe
found
it.
the Vita cord. Oh
I
my
found
God.
my missing Vita charger
Wow.
cord, and now I can charge my Vita. Now I can start playing my Vita again, though Sony hasn't really given me a reason to play it.
It's kind of like this.
What is that?
Come back to life.
Yeah, that's defibrillator.
Oh yeah, defibrillators. I like it, Vic. It's like,
Yeah.
be clear.
That's so exciting
I
for
cannot
you.
believe I found this. I thought it was lost forever. I just
Oh,
given up on
wow.
the Vita.
Bravo, bravo.
Okay, I can tell, Vic, you're not interested. I'll come back to more show and tell later if my interest
I'm
flags.
interested. I'm interested.
I know you're interested.
And I'm interested.
And you're handsome.
And I'm handsome. Thank you.
And you're also a Pisces. And a
you're
non-smoker.
Pisces.
No, I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, what the hell?
He's a non-smoker. He enjoys long walks on the beach.
Yeah, all of those things are
Okay,
true.
guys.
You should
I'm going to
put
back
Vic's
up. I
up
was
here,
too
put
close to
yours
the
up.
camera.
Okay, I'm really excited about all those things for you. I'm also excited that I did actually meet Bill Trinan as well. He's a very nice man.
Yeah.
He is. We know lots of things now, Vic, that we can't tell you about.
No, but I do want to
About
say.
the NX.
Oh, you know what, I
About
probably
everything.
can't
The
even-
NX,
You know
about.
the whole launch lineup for the NX?
It's.
Price point?
I don't know that, but I
No.
do know this. I know the real name for the NX.
Oh, yeah?
What?
It's the Trinan.
The Nintendo
It's the
Trinan.
The Nintendo Trinan. So that
It
look
should
for
just
that.
be, and I've said this before, the Nintendo.
Okay.
It should just be that.
All right.
This is the new Nintendo.
Okay, Vic.
And all of the games play on it. That's
Did
what it
you
should be.
take your medicine today?
I
No,
took
but-
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. People are just so used to all these elaborate names now for things. Like all these cameras that we've been reviewing. Oh my goodness.
God,
What?
will you
They
guys
should
please stop
Oh, yeah.
reviewing these
No,
cameras?
but
No, it's
they're
fun.
like, but all the
So
numbers
boring
and
to
letters
watch.
that are attached.
Camera manufacturers must be watching the show. They see that we're digging it and we're taking
But
photos.
why don't you guys do 12 all at once? Like, tell us the
Oh my
best one
God,
from
no.
a lot.
That's too much.
That's way
It's
too
not
much.
too much.
Jeff.
Yeah, it
Like you
is.
just got you got to tell people which one's the best. That's all they need to know. They don't need individual
No, I know,
reviews
but-
of each of these.
but-
Listen, let's table this. We'll
we
put a
have
pin
told
in
them.
this.
Okay.
This will just be for our production meeting.
X100T.
Are you finished? Okay.
But
so.
I dig it. I enjoy reviewing the cameras.
No, I do as well. But
I
you have
keep
to
waiting for the
understand that people
gameplay
don't-
footage to come on. It
I'm
never
gonna
comes
lose
on.
it all over
camera?
you right now. Just.
I keep I'm watching this. I'm just like, is there some sort of gameplay footage? I don't see it.
Anyway, everybody has their own individual taste for cameras, which is why it's good that we give them their individual love for the show. We can't do a bunch at once because
You could.
No, because different cameras offer different things.
Well, I disagree.
And maybe somebody would prefer the cameras that Vic and I prefer, which are the Fujifilms, over the. Well, you're going to see a camera review soon.
What do you
but
need a camera for anyway? You got a phone
That's
that
ex-
has a thing on it.
That's exactly why you need a camera. The phones aren't good enough.
Yes,
the
they
phones
are good
okay.
enough. How-
They're-
We're not,
you
we're
know
not
what?
taking museum pictures
the
here.
phones are good enough, but we want to take better photos. of them.
Why? For
Because,
what?
Because it's fun.
For
man.
you to look at them 50 years from now and be
Yes.
like, oh, that was a nice day.
Good
thing I had a $500
We have
camera.
framed photos in our house, and it's
I think it's
fantastic.
silly that you guys have these things, that
No.
you even want them. You
No.
have a phone that takes video and photographs.
And you what?
Amazing.
You represent a huge section of people out there, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that
I
want to take
represent
better photos than that.
99.9% of people
Fine.
out there.
no.
Yes.
No, that would be a really scary
right.
world if you represented 99.9%.
Well, on this
there.
front, I do. The other parts, it's all just me.
Well, and all the camera manufacturers are acutely aware of how good the smartphone cameras have been getting, and they've got to counter. They've got to come up with different reasons why we
You ever
want to
watch
take
a
photos.
movie where they show the ads before the movie? I bitched about this last week, but the
Yeah.
only ad that stands out is the Apple ad, where they show the stuff that was shot on the iPhone 6 or the iPhone, whatever the other one
Yeah.
is, 5S or
Yeah.
whatever. It's amazing. The quality
The video
is
quality
amazing.
on the iPhone 6 is fantastic.
Why would
The-
you
the-
carry around another camera?
The photo quality on the iPhone 6 is okay. It's just okay.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
It's just okay.
It's more than okay.
I have a daughter that I like to take better pictures
She would
of
be
than-
just as beautiful
than my iPhone.
with your iPhone.
And that's what got me into all of this.
I love that we had our
sure,
first
yeah.
fight.
That's That's what I do.
No, but see, this is exactly what it's like to sit beside them in the movies, by the way. Like, he's arguing this point, he's arguing the other point. I agree with both of them. I do. I understand both points.
Switzerland. Here's Switzerland.
You got to have a camera and a phone.
You do. You need both. But that's the thing.
I don't
It's
need
carrying
more
these
machinery.
large cameras and having to take them out, especially if they're a bit bigger, you have to take them out of the case and you have to remove the lens cap, and then you miss the moment that could have been happening right then. You always have to have it out if you're trying to capture something, especially a moment with your family, or if, like, Ruby's doing something really cute and it's only this one moment. But then it's like, do you take that moment in live IRL, or do you try to take it in with your camera and then have it forever?
I do both.
Okay.
You know, and I take some video on the phone, but every time I look at the pictures that I take on the phone of the moments that I'm wanting to capture, they're not good enough.
Maybe just put all of it down and participate in these moments.
I do.
That's another option.
I do, Mr. Judge.
He does that as well.
Just participate.
Oh, man.
Keep judging me while you hang your cats, okay? All right?
Oh, it's so hard to get an insult out of Vic, but I got one. There's got to be a Leonard Cohen one coming soon.
No, we can do it. You're in bed by 7:30. You have 2 cats.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not shy about it. I make lots of mistakes in my life. I'm not saying my life is perfect. This phone thing, or this, whatever this thing is, camera thing you guys are doing drives me nuts.
Okay, well, that's why you don't have to do it.
That's
when
why
I'm
you won't
watching
see a Scott Jones
watching EP
camera
Daily,
review on reviews.
they're just pointless. I don't know why we have them in the show.
Because they're fun, man.
No, there are lots of parts of the show that are fun.
and
Looking at 2 a-holes talking about a camera is not fun.
Absolutely disagree, and the technology is cool, and it's getting better,
Listen,
and they're getting more integrated with
There's a
our
new
phone
show
technology.
coming on soon called EP Daily 2, starring Scott Jones. No camera reviews.
EP Daily 2.
Just Americano reviews.
The name sounds
just Scott
familiar.
and his cats
The name sounds
talking
familiar.
about their
It's a
5-year
guy.
plan.
It's a guy with his cats in his apartment wearing his fancy underwear that he got at a gay shop. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, underwear
That's a great
reviews by
show.
Scott
I
Jones.
can't wait to go head to head with EP Daily. EP2 is going to win.
But if it's EP2, then you won't be going head to head. It'll air after EP Daily.
No.
Yeah, it'll be like
Well,
the
okay,
EP Daily
maybe you're
after
right.
hours.
We got to retool the
The
name.
TV stuff, the gadget stuff, the little robotic things, all that stuff is fun, man. Cameras, all of it. It's fun. I love the Fuji instant cameras that sort of are like those little
the
Polaroids.
Instax.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff is fun to discuss.
Those are good, but
and
they
it makes
make me
it-
nervous because I need to make sure I have a good photo that I'm taking. How am I going to just point and shoot and then print? It's a
Don't
waste
have
of-
to worry
it's a
about
waste
that
of
on your
film.
phone.
But it makes the show more interesting that we have all of these different kind of disparate
There's so
things
much
happening.
going on in the technology realm.
Yes.
Let's talk about those things instead of cameras.
Well, they're
Cameras
part
are
of
a big
it.
part of technology,
They're
man.
a
100%.
huge part
For
of
like
it.
1% of the population. 99% is out there
And I'll
like,
tell you
why is
what's
this
ha-
camera shit on the show?
I'll tell you what's happening is that people are taking pretty good photos with their phones, and then they want to take better ones.
No, they don't.
Yes, they are.
Just you do and Marissa
No.
does. That's it.
No,
Absolutely.
we can't be the only people. We
Okay,
can't be the
Blake
only people.
does too. Blake as well.
No,
Yeah.
but okay,
All right, guys, we had a fight. Like it's over.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna keep going back to the same points.
Okay,
All right.
fine. Moving right along.
Yes.
Blake's got-
Big Effin' Fish wants to know what you guys think about the Chinese console ban being lifted. Now, we
Oh.
had a rundown conversation about this that we already shot, but it won't be airing until next week. So if you guys want to give us a brief,
Yeah,
tease of
$90
that right now.
secrets.
do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's going to be potentially a ton of money for all of these companies, but
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if the Chinese audience out there even cares about consoles
Well,
they've been
because-
playing on PC for so
Well,
long.
yeah, they've found a way around it for this long, for 15 years. So
Yeah.
I feel like they've already gotten whatever they need to get illegally if they wanted to play on a console. And
Yeah.
a lot of people have been playing on PCs. It's a huge PC market there. So I'm not sure. Like I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it goes for sales.
It would be great if the sales shot up and then more of the games started to make more money, and it's ended up becoming an incredible boon for the game industry, and that
Yeah.
led to more fantastic
Yeah.
development. Certainly, that's happening in the movie world. There's tons and tons of partnership that's going on in production with Chinese firms. We just saw Mission Impossible, and it's partly financed by Chinese television, and Alibaba, I think,
Can we talk about that?
is part of. Yeah, it's out today.
Great.
And so I think China is going to play a huge role for all technology companies, but I don't know if the consumer thirst for games is going to be the same in that territory. I think in Korea, I don't think the consoles are anywhere near as big as the PC side of things because of all of the love for StarCraft and gaming as a viewable on-screen esport, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Good question, though.
Scott, you don't have an opinion.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why? I don't care. I don't know.
Well, you always
I don't
have
live
an
in China.
opinion.
Ask us about Chinese underwear, and Scott will have an opinion.
I think it's a good thing because if there's like one Chinese person who wants to buy a PS4, then now they have the ability to do that. I think that's good.
Who was I talking to last
it's
week that
absolutely
said that Microsoft is giving up on Japan?
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like they've had such
Japan
a
and China are two
tiny,
different countries,
tiny
though.
share of the market for so long, and now they're just kind of conceding. Well, we can't really get a foothold here.
Yeah.
We're like we
it
fold.
Bill?
We fold. I don't know who it was. I don't know. Maybe it was somebody in the last couple of weeks that we must have been hanging out with. And but I believe that if you go there and you go through some of the shops in Akihabara,
Yeah.
no Microsoft anywhere.
Yeah.
All you see is Sony. All you see is stuff for the PS4 or the Vita, which is huge in Japan.
That's actually an interesting subject. Actually, the way that games are kind of consumed across the world is very different from
Culture to
territory.
culture, it's
Yeah.
very different.
Yeah.
And each culture, I mean, there's very few games that really transcend the cultural barriers
Yeah.
from country to country.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has the thing that they have an appetite for, and that appetite is generated by the culture that you live in.
Yeah. That's what's made Nintendo so special along the way. But I also
Yeah,
things,
they've transcended so many barriers.
totally. But also things like Metal Gear, which was created, expressly to crack into North America, and then it ended up having a huge, huge acceptance in Latin America and all across Europe and stuff, and it ended up becoming more successful and popular in those territories than where it was made.
You know what I just downloaded was that Rare Replay thing.
Yeah.
Did you download it?
I haven't downloaded it.
I played Battletoads. My game lasted about 4 seconds. That game is hard.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird thing because, I don't know, I'm shifting topics. I shouldn't. Blake, we'll go back to Blake.
What? No.
No, that was good. People want to
okay,
know what
Rare.
you think of
I
Mission
think we're
Impossible.
under embargo on the Rare Replay.
I'm playing Rare Replay.
Okay.
So I can't give you any sort of
Which
opinion.
seems crazy because they're all old games.
Old games, yeah.
You know, I didn't know Perfect Dark was in there, but it's in there.
30 games.
And
man.
there's two Perfect Darks, the
Yeah.
original and the remake for the Xbox 360.
That's amazing.
They're both on there.
Well, they had to find 30 different games.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
a lot of
of the
games for any
games
company, right?
you've never heard of,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, there are certain games in Rare's catalog that really stand out and enjoy kind of a pop culture significance. But going through all the 30 that are there,
Is Jetpack
Yeah.
Gemini in there?
I don't know.
Do you know what game isn't in there?
What?
Rare's best game, GoldenEye,
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think
That's
of Mission
great.
Impossible?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear that,
What?
guys.
Well,
Talk about Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah, well that was just a great time in the theater with Victor Lucas.
I can't believe this was the first one you saw.
This is my first Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
You guys saw the other ones, so
I've seen one, I think, or two.
I don't.
We
I
saw-
saw one with you. That
guys
last one was
saw-
terrible. They
Ghost
shot it
Protocol?
here. Yeah, it was awful.
And I actually liked the third one. I thought that was a fun one. J.J. Abrams directed that one. I liked what they did
well,
with
he's
that
pretty
one.
good.
Yeah, and Philip Seymour Hoffman was a bad guy. But this was the best one. This kind of just cleans the whole
Oh, man.
slate and just is like a fresh reboot. And one of the things that I think, and we didn't really get a chance to say it in the review, or
What?
it was cut out, was the aesthetic, because Christopher McQuarrie is the director. He did Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Brilliant guy, really, really savvy. He's always been a good writer and a terrific filmmaker. And he just, I think, distilled all of the best stuff about Mission Impossible and kept a kind of a 70s aesthetic. There's a graininess to the film.
It is
that,
grainy.
You know, like it didn't look like it was too clean and too polished, but it had all of these really cool polished tech touches all the way
Moments.
through it.
And a lot of these guys did their own stunts
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
There's so many stunts in this thing. It's so entertaining. It's just so entertaining throughout, and that's what you want when you go sit down in the theater, which is.
But it's not the
what
same
I was
showy
expecting.
John Woo bullshit either, you know. Like
Okay.
which was awesome in its day, but
Yeah.
you know, then by the time, like, if you ever look at Mission Impossible 2 now, when I saw that in the theater, I was like, this is really cool. And now it's just so cheesy and dated, and
And
awful.
I too. I just like seeing Tom Cruise kick butt.
Yeah.
Not only Tom Cruise, but co-star here, Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah, she
steals
was
the show.
unbelievable, so outstanding. And this girl, I just read an article about her. She had to overcome vertigo to actually play this role
She's
because she
so
did her own stunts.
cool in this movie.
She's so cool. She had to do a 75-foot jump. You know, I can't spoil the movie, I guess, but there's this big moment where they have to jump into something and.
in the
Like
trailer.
wrapped. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not spoiling anything. But she is wrapped with Tom Cruise, and they do this big jump. I just did a 25-foot jump, I think it was, at Comic-Con, and I was so terrified of it. I couldn't even. I was not graceful at all.
Yeah,
like
if you
arms
zoom in,
flailing.
you can see the pee dribbling down her leg.
I freaked
That's
out a
your
little bit.
one weekly
So-
mention of your 25-foot jump. God damn it, we've been hearing it for weeks now.
Oh, you can
That's
bring it
not
up.
You
true.
got it.
That's
That is
25
not
bucks.
true.
Achievement
Scott and I
unlocked.
have
Bleep,
jumped
bleep.
all year, so that's good.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it for sure. So whatever, dude.
Sure do.
It was so scary. So she had to jump 75. Are you crazy? Oh my God, that's nuts. And you have to be graceful about it because you know you're being filmed.
Yeah, and you're a super spy.
And you're a super spy.
Yeah, the
I
movie's
guess I would-
fantastic. But I just read something in The Atlantic about
What?
how none of the press around the movie and around Tom Cruise is bringing up Going Clear at all. Nobody is discussing Scientology anywhere. He was just on Jon Stewart, and Stewart just used it as a big puff piece, talking about how great he looks at 53. And this was a huge year for Cruise, right? Like, he is definitely the machinery around Tom Cruise is building back his box office muscle, and he's trying to prove everything. But he was also outed as the number 2 of Scientology, and slave labor is involved, and he gets all kinds of weird perks and puts people.
Hold up, but I thought that he was leaving Scientology.
Well,
I
that's
heard that
a
he was
rumor,
leaving.
but who
Oh,
knows,
it's a rumor.
right?
Okay.
I don't know, but it is a little weird that just is completely avoided.
I feel like some of it's faded. I don't, we move at such a fast pace now.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand, like, the internet is so powerful. We need something to pay attention to for an hour.
Yeah.
And then we need something new. And I feel like Scientology and Tom Cruise has kind of moved into a backseat role. And I feel like we just kind of want to see a good movie now, which is such a miraculous thing that any movies are good.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise has made a couple of really good movies. I loved Edge of Tomorrow, or whatever
so
it's
good.
called now.
He's
I
made tons of great
loved it.
movies.
Like, that's
Yeah.
such a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I also recently watched Risky Business. That's my weekly mention of Risky Business. It's like
Yeah,
a
like
25-foot jump. I know we got to mention it every week.
Okay.
I loved him in that movie. I loved him in Edge of Tomorrow. The question from me to Marissa and Vic is, did Tom Cruise do any nudity this time?
Well, there was a close-up shot of his nipple.
He's always got his shirt off.
Does he have a third nipple?
He doesn't have a third nipple.
He's always got his shirt off.
I don't
How about
know.
a
Maybe
fourth
he does.
nipple?
I
They just take it
agree
out
with
and
you
post.
on the exhaustion of talking about
Yeah, like we were talking about that lion this week, and then it went away 45 minutes later.
I agree with that, but the documentary that kind of dissected all of that stuff.
Did you watch it?
I really want to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. It was on HBO. It's up for tons of Emmys. I think like 14 Emmys. It was a big deal, and it really rocked Hollywood when that came out. So it's shocking that there is absolutely no discussion around Scientology right now.
I don't feel like it. I don't know.
But I do feel that, like, the luster and the way that that group has been able to fool people to join it has definitely come off. Like, I don't think people are as easily fooled by the message around Scientology as they once were. I think people are much more educated, much more cynical about it.
In our opinion.
In our
In
opinion.
our
Yeah,
opinion,
maybe.
of course.
Maybe there's
Now they
still
can't
he's
sue us.
Scientologists out
He's
there.
still an entertainer. He's a terrific entertainer. He might be an asshole as a real person. He probably is. Who knows? Most of the entertainers that we love,
I think he's.
I don't think he's
I
an
don't think he is.
asshole.
I think
He
he is a
who
genuinely
knows?
good
Like,
dude. But
it's pointless to speculate about it. We don't know him. We don't know anybody who knows him.
yeah.
But he does his job well.
Yeah.
And when you see him, somehow this guy, ever since he was basically a child, has
Yeah.
remained likable. And
Yeah.
he's remained in despite
On camera, though.
all the negative press, despite all that, we still go to his movies.
And that negative press has only been a tiny blip in his career. It hasn't been
It feels like
persistent.
for 20 years.
no,
like
it's
he's
been-
had Scientology
it's been like a
lingering over his
stink
head
cloud,
for
and,
yeah.
so
the,
long.
and the gay rumors and all that stuff for sure. But
And
Yeah.
Katie Holmes, who knows what he did to her? Who
Yeah.
cares though?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, he does his job well. That's all I care about.
No, because certain people, when they do things like that, it affects the way I feel about them forever, like Bill Cosby. Like when these rumors surround them and then you can't really get it out of your
yeah,
head.
Woody
you always,
Allen for
Well,
sure.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
totally different, though. With Bill,
Yeah,
what
that's
Bill
No.
Cosby
unforgivable.
did was illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Or
broke
allegedly
the law,
did was illegal.
and he hurt a lot of
Allegedly,
people.
that's the thing. So
Tom Cruise
people
never
are-
actually has been accused of breaking any laws. or
No,
doing
which is
anything.
why I still love Tom Cruise for sure. I'm going
Yeah.
to the extreme, absolutely. But I've always loved him and loved watching what he did. But I always felt like while I was watching him, like, oh, he's really good at what he does. But too bad about
It's
his
like we talk
personal
about
life.
this with sports figures all the time. Look at
Yeah.
Tom Brady, whose phone he mysteriously destroyed this week, and suddenly it's just like, I don't know. All these people. And that's the least of the sins of sports figures.
What
Well,
happened to Tom
especially
Brady's phone?
football players.
He purposefully underinflated the footballs that he used in a playoff game last year.
Yeah, Deflategate.
It was
Yeah,
different.
and so
know
they've
that.
suspended him for 4 games, and there was another guy who actually beat his wife, and they also suspended him for 4 games.
But there's
Like all
another
these
guy
people we watch
that
on
beat
Sunday,
his
all these
kid.
people we watch in ballparks,
Yeah.
they're all huge dickhead assholes. There's
Yeah.
some good ones, but most of them are terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
they're win at all costs kind of people.
Well, no, but they're also kids, and they're growing up, and they're also in a situation where they have a lot of money suddenly,
All of a
and
sudden, yeah.
they're suddenly exposed to a lot of women and a lot of drugs. And I'm not saying like I would not go down that road, but I would hope I wouldn't. But who knows what would happen?
You would
know-
be a nightmare.
But there's so many of these people who are celebrated in our culture that have done things that are just unforgivable.
Yeah.
Just unforgivable.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
We got on a dark place. Let's get
No,
out of
like,
this dark
the
no,
place.
movie's
it's so
awesome.
true, but the
Movie's
movie is
awesome.
awesome.
The movie
So
is
what did you
awesome.
guys score it?
2 nines.
Did I get
Double
a nine?
nines.
Well, it was really good.
Yeah.
Watch our review on EPN.tv right now.
I
Yes.
actually think it's
Well, not right now,
it's,
after the
it's
podcast.
After the
not
podcast.
quite as good, but it's in the vein of Casino Royale.
I just feel like there's no substance to the Mission Impossible movies. Like I don't know who he is. I know he's breaking in and stealing something, but I just don't. I
This
don't
was-
fall for the story.
This was I think the best at dealing with all of that stuff.
Okay.
Because they're really kind of trying to rip apart the IMF. They're trying to use like this big Senate committee to say that they're an old unnecessary kind of part of covert ops for,
Yeah.
for the U.S. government, and they're just trying to disband it. And then this whole group has been created to go in and kick the crap out of the IMF.
I always think, even when I think back about this movie, I always think of how sweet a role it is to get for Jeremy Renner and Alec Baldwin, because we see them here, but like they're just having the best time ever.
Yeah.
They don't really need to do much other than have a
They
few
just
lines back and forth.
Watch Tom Cruise
And,
run around.
yeah, and they just get in there, collect their paycheck, have a few laughs with one another. Like, I mean, that's the best gig to get.
Yeah.
The best gig.
Okay, guys, we're
What?
going to move on and talk about another little thing I brought with me today. I've got a couple pieces of their Google Cardboard. Is that what it's called, Vic?
Yep.
Anyway, this is a thing where you actually have to pop this open. You have to pop your phone into it. This is too small.
You have to lift it.
What now? You have to, this is Google Cardboard. I got another one here. This is a little bit more fancy. It actually has a little button on the top of it. You pop these open, you put your phone in here, see this is the way it goes in. And I just want to say that I'm making a deal with all of us. We've never talked about these on the show. Instead we're talking about cameras. But I'm making a deal that we're gonna, talk about.
Spit on me.
I'm making a deal that I'm going to experiment with some of these. I'm going to see what they can do. I'm excited about virtual reality. I'm excited about the future of all this stuff.
Scares the
And I
shit
want
out
to
of
see
you,
where
but
we
you're
go.
excited.
I am. And the thing is, it's like when you bought this is from a store called Unofficial Cardboard, I think. And I guess it's supposed to be an ironic name. But when I bought this, you can also buy a $5 headband for this thing. And that's so that if you want to like touch yourself anywhere, you would have the headband on and you would have access to both hands. Also, you could eat while you had this thing on.
While
Hey,
you're
Marissa,
doing
you look so 3D right
If
now.
anything splatters on it, it's very easy to replace.
Oh boy, I didn't want to go there, but yes,
well, no,
if there's splatters.
because obviously you're going to use that for porn.
No, what are you talking about? Where's your brain?
Yeah, you are.
That's so gross.
You so are.
That's exactly
Anyway,
what
I'm
you
going to
got
leave
this
these
for.
up here.
What are the
Because-
subscription prices for
Yeah,
VR
because
porn?
you-
I'm investigating.
Okay, all right, okay.
No, because let's just flash back to our Rocket and Ray Gun special when we were talking about biggest disappointments, and you just went off about how you don't want VR to be a thing.
I don't.
Okay.
Listen,
And it's a thing.
it's a
happening.
thing now, and I
Yeah.
realized that when I went to GDC, that was my mention of GDC every episode.
Yeah.
I went to GDC, and I went to E3, and
Didn't go
I
to Comic-Con.
I didn't go to Comic-Con, but I heard all the reports. VR is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's a thing. Whether you want it to be a thing or not, it's coming, and I got to be ready for this.
It's optional, but
So,
it's a thing.
Vic has to get ready to put
Yeah.
one of those machines on his head.
Yep.
We don't have our Oculus yet. I don't know when we're getting it. Is that coming soon?
Soon, yeah.
Maybe it got lost
Early
in the camera
2016.
shipments.
All the big VR headsets are slated for spring, like so Q2 2016.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see Vic wearing one of these fucking things. I can't wait to see that. I really can't wait.
You could have seen me wearing a HoloLens at E3. That's the only
Really?
thing that I tried on, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much of that how much of your head do you have to give over to that?
You have to put up the whole damn thing.
Really?
It sucks.
Why do they have that?
I don't know, man. They should just be at home private use, but they got to show them off, so that's what they got to do.
So speaking of HoloLens,
Yeah.
what HoloLens is designed to
You're like
work with
Ed McMahon.
is Windows 10.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
JBJ, Blaze, and a few other people in the chat want to know what we think of Windows 10 or if we're excited about it.
You know
if we've
what?
already installed it. and all
JBJ
that.
Blaze, fuck you, man.
Not cool.
No, he was the guy who gave us a bid on something in the auction, and then he pulled all his bids out.
Yeah, I like JBJ.
I
He
think he
apologized.
felt bad about that. So.
Yeah, okay.
He's a good guy. He always defends me in the chat, so
Okay.
I
All right. That's all I have to do.
That's sweet.
So
No.
you can feel free to apologize to JBJ Blaze right now.
Why, Vic?
Because you just
This is just an
swore at him.
entertainment.
No, now you got a red flag.
Does Barney
Yeah.
Miller
Red flag
apologize?
to Scott
Red
Jones.
flag.
Barney Miller apologized to me when I watch his show? No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh my God!
Good
Yeah,
analogy.
Windows 10. I don't know. I haven't.
Does Leonard Cohen apologize to me?
Have you updated? You've been waiting for
I'm
an
in
update.
line for the. I kind of wanted to wait to see
To
the
see what other people-
first
yeah.
couple of days. Horror stories kind of pass by because you know that people are going to be installing and things won't work. And
Yeah.
so what I've done is what you do is you get into the queue, the line.
Mm-hmm.
You reserve a spot basically, and then they send you an email, and then you can start downloading. But I got I got an interesting tip about it. Oh no, it's okay. I got an interesting tip about it. It sort of works like BitTorrent if you
Okay.
just let the thing sort of download. With its regular settings, so it will eat up a lot of bandwidth because you're kind of you're sharing all of that bandwidth with whoever
Oh my
wants
God.
to download all that stuff. But you can set the settings in the update so it only takes down from the Microsoft servers.
Oh,
and then
okay.
then you're not uploading and
Holy
sort of taking
smokes.
apart all that stuff.
I don't want any. Like that's a nightmare to me.
There's it's a huge file and it totally transforms your operating system. But I've got a bunch of friends on Facebook that have been raving about it. They think it's a great move for Microsoft. I want to do it. So as soon as they send me the email that it's time to do it, I'm doing it. So
Okay.
that'll probably be my whole weekend, guys. Woo!
All right. Fun long weekend with Victor
Ruby will be
Lucas.
plugging up another toilet.
No, but it is.
This will be deleted by the time she can watch these things.
It is a long
No.
weekend.
So embarrassed by this
for
It is a long
Canadians.
weekend.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's Pride weekend, by the way, guys. If
Yep.
you're gay, this is your weekend. Get out there. If you're in BC,
I think
enjoy
that-
yourselves.
I think that even if you aren't gay, though, you can still
Yeah.
partake and have
I
fun.
enjoy myself
Yep.
every weekend, but I'll enjoy myself a little bit more on Pride weekend.
Okay, you'll go into your fancy underwear stores.
You know
it's
what?
Pride weekend here in BC.
In BC,
Other
but
parts of
not-
Canada and the
not Pride
States had
weekend.
Pride weekend like a month
Forever.
ago.
But
Right,
listen,
yeah.
you know, I was thinking about that. Have there ever been any openly gay? Because we're going through the era now. That was 5 minutes before the Lion. We were talking about Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Have there ever been any characters who have changed their
Caitlyn
sex?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner now, who have changed their sex or who are gay. I know it's a little bit touchy subject. It's not really someplace where we all feel comfortable. But can you think of anybody? The only thing I could think of was the Lorne Lanning game, Stranger's Wrath. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
And I think he had a sex change at the end of it. Or he turned
Really?
out, no, you thought he was a man through the whole thing, but then he turned out to be a woman.
Oh,
Do you remember that? Yeah, it was a crying game thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was such a great moment, and no one saw it because no one played the end of it, as most people don't play the ends of video games, which is something we are going to correct.
Class.
Are there any gay characters or...
Well, BioWare's always doing
Oh, yeah,
things
that's
like
true,
that.
that's true.
Absolutely.
Mass
They've-
Effect had
they've
gay
been very,
characters.
yeah, and
Dragon's
Dragon
Age,
Age
yeah.
Inquisition.
Vamp from Metal Gear Solid 2 is gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's going to become more proliferate in all media, and I think it's just going to become part of the stuff that we consume, which is great. I mean, we need to be embracing the change.
Isn't there a Street Fighter character?
Probably.
Cammy, I always thought was gay.
No.
I thought she was
No,
gay.
there's a Street Fighter character. I think it's. Oh, maybe they're just bringing it out for the new Street Fighter. That's gonna be a thing.
Right?
Yeah.
A gay character.
I mean,
It's a big dude. Yeah.
well, Ellie.
Ellie. Really?
Yeah.
Well, there was always that.
Yeah,
you know,
Ellie from The Last of Us
Yeah.
she's a lesbian.
Oh.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Her and
in
the
the,
little her friend in
the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, in the expansion.
Yeah.
Or the
Did they-
DLC.
Did they kiss? How
Yeah.
did we? Did they
They-
kiss?
Yeah, they did.
I remember liking that DLC, but I don't remember the story of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's fine to be curious.
What I do think is that games have to, go down this tack of embracing better stories and giving us more characters to really want to learn more about, including their sexuality.
Sure.
I think we've got a long way to go. I mean, it's something to say there's a Street Fighter character that's gay, but that's. They're just going to jump in the ring and kick the shit out of everybody.
True, yeah.
It's such a weird
It's
time.
true, yeah.
If you think about when we grew up, not when you grew up because you're much younger than we are, but when we grew up, Vic, it's a different world now.
Yeah.
It's a different world that we live in. And also, I grew up in the woods, and so I was really remote from. Why are you laughing at me?
Mount Jones.
I was really remote from real life, and so. Now we're in cities, and of course, there are all kinds of people with different appetites and desires that we encounter on a daily basis, just walking down the street.
Yeah.
And so this is great that people are getting what they want.
That's why I loved Sense8. It's not devoid of problems.
I only watched like 45 minutes the first episode, and
And
I was out.
I think it's a little preachy and it's a little overly simplified and stuff, but I just love the diversity and the humanity that's on
There is
display.
a lot of diversity for sure.
And
It's not my
I
favorite
love
show.
that because we don't get shows like that.
I remember when, you remember that show, The Wire?
Yeah.
There was always people who would kiss on that and be like two men, and you're like, oh, I guess these guys are together now. They're
Well,
kissing.
it's been.
But it was
it's-
shocking.
No, but it's
Yeah.
been a
In
thing
The
in
Wire.
TV shows for a long time.
Yeah, but not.
True
I mean,
Blood?
they were
Yeah.
very comfortable in The Wire.
Yeah.
When people would kiss in The Wire, like, oh, I guess those women are together now. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. That was the maturity of HBO.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah.
great because this is the world we live in.
Yep.
Why not reflect it in our media?
And you know what? And games need to embrace it in a bigger way.
They do.
For
100%.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, there needs to be a lot of growing up still
Yeah.
in this medium, so
Yep.
yeah. We'll get there.
I'm
Yeah.
a lot of. I have nothing else to share.
That's okay.
So,
Well,
do
you
have anything
guys,
else
no,
wanna
but you
talk
guys,
about?
you guys
Did
also
you get enough
saw
Windows time?
a movie. No, you-
I don't know.
I think we should talk about cameras a little bit more. What do you think?
I would love that. Hey, listen,
Yeah, you guys go on about
you guys
this.
saw a movie
Yeah, I
this
did.
week as well.
I didn't like the edit of it. I gotta
Well,
be
can we
honest
talk
with
about
you.
the movie that you
They
saw?
cut
Can you
out a
say the
couple things
title?
that I said that really kind of bummed me out.
Oh, the edit of
Oh,
the
the
review.
review.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said it in the review, and then I said how you need to drink some coffee, you need to just slap yourself in the face
Right.
4 or 5
Talking
times.
about Mr. Holmes.
That was so boring.
Jones fell asleep. It was not boring. It was actually
Vic,
scintillating and
You've fallen asleep
interesting.
100 times in movies.
I fall asleep all the time, but it's
Yeah.
usually because it's just the cacophony of the same machine gun sounds or some giant, car chase that usually bores the crap out of me. That was another thing about Mission Impossible. There is a car chase in there, and I thought
There
it was
is.
exhilarating. I thought they did a fantastic
little
job with
motorbike
that.
Very hard to make a
chase.
good car
It
chase.
really is.
It was really
And,
good, yeah.
I think McQuarrie's a fantastic filmmaker for that kind of stuff. But I loved Mr. Holmes because it was, it slowed down and we shambled along with this 90-year-old guy that's just a human being, and he's a very human Sherlock, and he still has some of his faculties, and McKellen's amazing to watch.
Yeah, well, he's for sure.
And I love the kid too. I thought what was his name? Hugo Parker.
That was the same kid from the
Robot
Robot
Overlords.
Overlords
Yeah,
that we saw.
he's very good.
He's so good.
Milo
Yeah.
Parker.
Milo Parker, yeah.
I hated it, but it doesn't matter.
It was a really good movie.
No, but it's just interesting because Vic went from seeing Mission Impossible,
Mm-hmm.
and then literally an hour and a half later,
Yeah.
you jumped into Mr. Holmes.
Yeah.
So two completely different movies.
I had a really good time with both
Yeah.
movies. Yeah,
Okay.
and I like the switch up. I like the counter programming in the summer. I like that we get these choices that
I think this was released at the absolutely wrong time. This
it-
is a sleepy fall film.
it is if
yeah.
you're chasing sort of awards and all of that stuff for sure. But I think there's a fascination
I
with
think
Sherlock
you're just
Holmes.
chasing an audience at all. Like,
Yeah.
for somebody to go see it, like this is a winter fall movie for sure. I don't know why it's released now. It's gonna get lost and.
They had to release it before Ian McKellen dies.
Oh, Blake, darkest member of the show today.
Wow.
That was too dark.
Side
That's
note,
awful.
Even I know when to lighten up.
he actually had just started writing his memoirs.
Who?
Sir Ian McKellen.
Did he?
He just
Amazing.
started now, so that's why he's
We can
taking a
just
break
call
from
him
acting starting
Ian
now.
McKellen. We
He-
don't have
he
to
has
call him
been
sir.
knighted.
We're not English.
He's been
He's-
knighted.
Incredible. And
I'm
the movie is very
anti-monarchist.
So boring.
What, like?
I'm anti-monarchist.
Oh, you're
Okay.
anti-monarchist, okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, you want to? Is it time for questions, Blake?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones in here.
Okay.
Just keep talking though, because I got to find them.
Okay, sure, yeah. Sounds good,
So,
no problem.
what are you guys
no,
doing
but
for Pride?
not for Pride,
You
but
gonna
for
have
the
a
long
barbecue?
weekend. This is a long weekend. Can I say what I'm doing? Yes,
Yes.
or no? Don't interrupt me.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go see Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Oh, good for you.
Listen, so I actually bought a ticket to go home to see my family for the long weekend, and after I bought the ticket, I realized, OMG, I forgot about Taylor Swift. How could I forget?
Derpy-doo.
Derpy-doos, I forgot about Taylor Swift. Sorry, Mom. Listen, I know I said I was gonna come this weekend, but guess what? Taylor Swift, so I can't. So I switched the tickets. I'm going the following long weekend, but it's gonna happen. Taylor's happening, and I'm going. I'm
What
very
song do you
excited.
hope she'll sing?
Does anybody
She's
like
doing
Taylor
the-
Swift out
she's
there?
doing
Any
the
fans of
whole,
Taylor Swift?
Okay, you know what? Hold on, because I can sense that
a lot
you're
of
being
questions.
No,
a little bit
I'm
facetious.
curious.
This
I'm
is
curious.
now your touch point for jokes now, the same way Leonard Cohen is mine.
Listen,
No, I'm not. I'm
Taylor
just, I'm
Swift for
curious.
you.
no, there
Leonard
are a
Cohen
lot of
for
people that do love Taylor Swift, but people that hate on her because they don't actually listen to her music or find that it's too young, or I don't know what the deal is. But she writes all of her own songs, and she's been doing
That's
this
what
since
she
she was 14.
says.
Okay, I found a question.
Okay. Phew! You want to get it out? You got more?
Listen, she's a very talented young lady.
Okay, all right, we all got that. We thought there was going to be something else.
Okay,
That was making me more uncomfortable than the gay Street Fighter character. I gotta tell you that
Come
right
on.
now. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Here comes Blake.
Ribo15 wants to know what's the best game of 2015 so far.
Easy.
He's
Easy.
gonna say Batman.
Of course I am.
Scott's gonna say Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Marissa gonna say?
Plants vs.
I actually
Zombies.
really like Batman. I actually really like Batman a lot.
That's incredible.
It's,
I can't
it's a
believe
lot of
people
fun.
have been bitching about the Batmobile. Like they just,
I love the Batmobile.
You just don't want to drive
Yeah.
the Batmobile
Yeah.
as much. Wah! It's so good.
Wah.
It's so good. It's such a cool car.
Can I make a confession?
Yes.
I started playing Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I don't like the Batmobile.
You gotta get all the way through it.
I'm
That's
with
the
you,
thing.
Blake.
You gotta get all the way to the end, and
Okay.
then you will have much appreciation for the Batmobile.
I
and then
really
on your
like-
second playthrough,
I feel
when
like
you're
it's a
going to-
chore. Like I
when
get
you
sit
go to
down.
hard-
I'm like I gotta play 3 missions tonight. It's like homework. I don't even want to do it. It's too hot out. I don't want to play
great.
that. I
Wait,
don't
when
wanna-
did we
so
play?
great.
When did we play Ori and the Blind Forest? Did it already happen? Did it
That
happen
was
this
earlier
year?
this year, yeah.
Oh, this was this year.
That
okay,
was a
so
2015 game. That was
2015.
probably the best game, I think. That and Bloodborne were probably the 2 best games
For sure.
up until Batman came out.
Okay, well, I mean, they'll
And
both.
Witcher 3.
The Witcher is so good.
Yes.
Witcher 3. Oh my God, so 16 hours of sex. Anyways,
Is that a Taylor Swift song?
Yeah.
no,
See,
It is-
I'd be into her.
it is
Yeah.
not.
16 hours of sex.
Guys, there's 16 hours of mocap sex.
Okay,
Anyway,
all right. Okay.
Moving right along.
Okay,
I'm
some
surprised you don't like it.
couple people want to know what you guys think of Rocket League.
Oh, I played a little bit of that.
Rocket League.
Super fun. Super
Yeah,
fun.
I enjoy it too. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah,
It's just
such
fun.
a smart move on
Yeah.
PlayStation's part to just give all that stuff away for free. You know, it's kind of like iDarb on Xbox One. Have you guys played a little?
Yeah,
I
we
know,
reviewed
reviewed
it.
Yeah, that was cool too.
It is a lot of
That-
fun. It's just,
that
it's
was-
just quick, fun, and you can get in and out and not feel
So-
like you're tied to the game in any way.
So far, pretty good year.
It's been
Pretty-
pretty
it's
sweet.
It's been pretty quiet.
I mean, we thought, you know, it's better than last year at this point for sure.
I also enjoy Fallout Shelter.
Yeah,
And another little game that Vic and I have been playing on the iPad called Splendor.
yeah,
We're gonna have a review of that soon.
Yeah.
It doesn't. If you look it up in the App Store, you're gonna think, "What the heck?"
yeah.
There's no way that I'm
It's
gonna
kind of
download
like the
this.
Mr. Holmes of video games.
No, people like card games on iOS.
No, it's true, but it looks really.
It's going to look
boring.
amazing as the B-roll on our TV show.
I know.
People are
So
going to be
we-
so blown away
we
by the visuals
apologize
of this board
in advance.
slash card
But
game.
it's very rare that I am better at one of these guys in video games, of any video game, and I feel like I'm better than Victor Lucas at Splendor.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Because
We
I was
can
losing.
Yeah, you were losing.
I was.
What big games are you guys looking forward to seeing at Gamescom? Or
Yeah,
what do you
it's
mean?
Gamescom
What
right now.
surprise games
Everybody's
would you
in
like to see
Germany,
announced?
which is kind of
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Gamescom, for those who don't know who are watching,
I've only
Gamescom
been
starts
once.
next
Have
week.
you been a few
I've never
times?
been. We've
Oh,
sent,
really?
We've sent people to Gamescom, and it's always been incredibly
man.
expensive, and so we can't afford it as
Well,
a show.
it's just like Europe's E3, basically.
But it's so expensive. The
It's
flight,
Europe.
everything costs so much money. It's less expensive to go to Tokyo Game Show than it is to go
Really?
to Gamescom.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
it's
believe
crazy.
that. I
I
went
really wanna go to
once, and
Tokyo
I
Game
stayed
Show.
with back when LucasArts was still kicking and breathing.
Yeah.
I stayed in the same hotel that they all stayed in, so I saw a lot of our old friends.
Do you want to drop any names? Or?
Well, you know, they all know who they are. Hey, my people.
What the heck is that?
I don't know.
It's like your seagull call.
That's-
Oh my god, you guys, story. I got shit on by a seagull.
Whoa!
Oh, Marissa, this is a good one. Let's hear it.
That's good luck.
A seagull. That's
In
what people.
Vancouver.
That's what people always say. It's
Yeah.
good luck.
It's good luck
It's
when
an
you got
Italian
bird shit
superstition as
dripping
well.
off your face.
But I feel like people just say it to make
I
the
had
person
never
feel
been
good.
shit on before in my life until like about 4 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I think it was a bird Vic sent to shit on me.
He just
It was on Granville,
What
which
are we, like the Spy versus Spy cartoon? Is that what we are right now?
So Marissa, tell us all about your shit story.
Oh, nothing. I was just on a boat on the water, and a
What?
seagull came and dropped trout. It got like 5 of us. It got me on both
Wow.
arms. I don't know how it didn't get me anywhere else, but just like on both arms. And I tried cleaning it off. You know, the shit is very hard. It's very
you
very
just gotta
grainy.
go home. Like
Where
that's
were you?
I was on a boat on the water.
She was
On a boat.
I was on a boat.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Hey,
how you get on a
Gamescom.
boat.
Didn't answer that.
yeah.
Xbox. They said that they're going to have a lot more stuff at Gamescom, so I want to see.
Cuphead?
Well, they've already shown that like crazy,
They're
but I
supposed
want
to be the big game is supposed to be Quantum Break.
Yeah, that and because it's being made in Europe, but I want to see more of. Fuck, I always forget the name of it. The
Little
orb
doll?
chasing one.
Crackdown.
Yeah, I want to see more of Crackdown. So I really hope that they've got something to show there
Okay.
on DAT.
I want them
people
to announce Half-Life 3 at Gamescom, but I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and Nintendo, said that they've got a lot more announcements coming because people were feeling like the E3 announcements were light.
Why, because you're all excited for the Trinin to come out?
Yeah, the Trinin, the new Nintendo Trinin. It's going to be amazing.
I think at TGS Nintendo will make some big announcements.
They don't go.
But they have to announce their mobile games soon
Why?
because they said the
We're
first
almost
ones are
done.
going to be out before the end of the year.
They won't go to TGS. That's not their thing. They used to have their own
Are
Nintendo
you the
show
home
in
kid?
Japan. I forget the name of
Look
it.
at this,
That's all right. I'm sure.
Star something or something. But they used to have their own show. They don't go to TGS.
Okay, question.
Okay.
Well,
I have a-
people are asking what we think about her story.
Blake's
And
asking
her
the
story,
question.
I know,
let
but
Marissa go.
no, but her story has been on the show. It's been reviewed on the show
Yep.
by Ben and Jose, I
Yep.
believe. So please go to EPN.TV or even to our YouTube channel to check it out because
I haven't played it.
we haven't played it,
I
but it
wanna play
looks
it.
so good.
The deal is most of the games that you see on the show, that's what we get to play. We don't
Right.
always have a lot of extra time to play all kinds of other stuff.
We don't.
I try to touch as many of the titles that I can that come out,
I try to touch myself below the waist as often as possible.
but I haven't tried her story. There's another FMV game that's been made in BC as well that I just heard about.
Oh.
Feels like it's VR and FMV full motion video games are making a comeback in a big way.
Because making graphics is very
Somebody
expensive.
also wants to know how he can be like Scott when he grows up.
How can he be
Really
like Scott when he
sincerely?
grows
Yeah.
up?
Blake, is that a real question?
That was a question.
Who got? Sorry, what?
I have to find it now.
That's
Was
okay. just-
I don't want to
Was
be
it
like
Scott?
Oh, Captain Zero.
I don't think this person was being serious.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, nobody wants to be like me. Get 2 cats. Don't ever date anyone. You will be so happy. Also, make the mistake of quitting drinking. Duh! Beep-a-deep!
Okay, I have a
And
question.
Buy
in the chat.
expensive underwear.
Peso for Jaso wants to know: are there any games not from 2015 that we're still playing? So games that came out like 2014.
You know, the weird thing
2013.
is, I just turned on my Xbox One.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm sorry to even admit that in public, but I forgot that there's backwards compatibility now on the
Yeah.
Xbox One. So one of the fun experiments I'm going to do over this holiday weekend is I'm going to see which games are backwards compatible because a lot of the more popular titles should actually work in there.
Well-
I'm going to find out. I'm going to get back to you
I think
guys.
they-
Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
they've got a list right now.
Got a list.
I'm not looking at that
Okay.
list. I just want to find out myself.
And the way that they're doing it is a lot of the stuff that's in your digital account will just
Yeah.
pop up into your current account.
Digital account.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
like
is a
the
digital account?
like the stuff that you bought on the
Download.
360 for download. That some of that will just pop up into your library on your Xbox One. But I haven't played any of the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I know I'm going to work on it. None of us have turned on the Xbox One in a while. I know. Let's be honest.
That's where my Witcher is. That's where I'm playing it. So that's wrong.
I saw your Xbox One a couple days ago. I had dust all over it.
Well,
Looked
you
like
can
something
still
from
have
an
dust on
Indiana
it
Jones
and-
movie.
and
All my
play
consoles
it.
have dust on them.
Yeah.
I'm not dusting like I should be.
Dust,
Should be
Vic.
dusting more, 'cause
Yes.
you have a lot of little things
I do, yes.
that need to be dusted. It's
This
okay.
this doesn't have dust because he's
Okay, is
new.
there another
No,
question?
Not,
Yeah,
not yet, because we're working
okay.
right now.
John Nichols wants to know, should the next Nintendo console be released at the same time as the other major two? We already know the answer to that. It won't be. We know that the NX is going to be probably coming out in late 2016.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be at least another 5 years before the PS5 and Xbox 2 come out. So.
I don't know. Maybe these console cycles are going to start moving much faster.
I think so.
I mean, I just think we're going to start getting new machines every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
I think that's the world we're going to live in.
Yeah, but Sony has committed themselves to a 10-year life cycle for
Yeah,
each console.
it's not really practical anymore. It doesn't apply.
Yeah, I think the technology is changing so rapidly that they have to kind of compete not just with the video game space, but also the tablet space.
If you
and
buy a PC,
computers and everything.
in 2 years,
Yeah.
that PC is worthless.
Yeah.
Seriously, you're not going to be able to play
That
any
sucks.
current
Because you spend so much
games.
money on that.
But the whole sort of cloud gaming thing that's happening right now too is going to change things in a huge way.
There's so many changes coming.
Well, that PlayStation Now is just the sort of taste test for what they're thinking of for the next PlayStation. We might not even get a console for the next one. And the same thing could happen with Xbox.
Maybe
it could
the
just
DX,
be more of a
the DX
purveyor.
might just be a virtual console.
Could be.
The Trinity, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Would you
did
guys
mention
be
it.
excited if
Yes.
the next console was
Are you
just
asking me?
basically was just some kind of device that you could plug a controller in, but it was sucking in all the data to play off of cloud servers?
That's the future.
Or do you prefer being able to collect everything?
I just
and
want
put
it
on
to
the
work.
shelves?
I think we're all going to start leaving the collectors behind. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just the future we're going to.
Yeah.
And I think
this
the
is the new
collecting,
future.
the collecting is.
That is the future we're going to. Everyone put on your VR.
Vic, I don't like this.
Okay, I'm sorry for making robot voice while you're wearing robot
listen.
face.
I'm gonna do a thing on this on the show, but I watched Grandma's Boy this week. It's just infinitely better than Pixels.
Yeah.
Infinitely better. It's from Adam Sandler's production company, 2006. It's almost 10 years old, and it's a much more flattering, much more sympathetic portrayal
Of gamers.
of gaming culture than Pixels is.
There's
Pixels
some
is
real
such a
douchebags
step
in
back.
that movie, though.
There's douchebags in
Yeah,
every movie.
like the
Yeah.
guy that has the robot voice. He's a real
Yeah,
doucher.
he's sort of a John Carmack, John Romero kind of hybrid. Like, at least there's an awareness
Yeah.
in the filmmakers and the directors and the producers of gaming culture itself, whereas opposed to like, I think we played Centipede when we were kids. Let's fight centipedes in the real world.
Which is honestly
that
how
happened?
most people look at video games.
It is, and
You
it's
know?
unfortunate, but it's an interesting, complicated, heartfelt, emotional, spiritual world that we live in.
Yeah.
And I like to see movies that reflect that.
For sure. I would
Like Grandma's Boy.
I would like to see the video game equivalent of Silicon Valley. Where we get a real
Me
sense
too.
of...
That's exactly why I like Silicon Valley. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about the tech.
Yeah.
If there was a show about cameras, you two would watch it. But
Yeah.
I don't care about the tech.
on it.
But I care about the people in it because they're little like gamers. That's
Yeah.
what makes me love them.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're forgetting about the 2009 Gerard Butler masterpiece, Gamer.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even
Co-starred
watch that.
Dexter as the
Gerard
bad
Butler.
guy.
Yeah, Michael C. Hall. That's hilarious.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
in answer to your question you asked a little while ago, Vic,
Yep.
now that the lag has finally cut up,
Yep.
it looks like most people don't want a virtual console.
Okay.
Most people like having a physical
They
console
like
that
having
you
the
can.
physical discs
yeah,
and,
'cause-
or cartridges.
Yeah, because you can already do stuff
Can
sort
we
of
get
like that on a
cartridges
PC.
to come back? How do we do that?
Because that's why I have a console, because I don't want to I don't want to be bothered with all the PC stuff. I just
Yeah.
want something I can plug in and
Right.
there I go, right?
Yet the new machines are very much like little PCs, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're still
There's
a lot
always
more
an
user
update.
friendly.
Pardon me?
They're still a lot more user friendly than a PC.
And the price that you pay for them is way less than what
I
you would pay
miss
to get
the
it.
magic of cartridges. Marissa wasn't really alive then, but
I was.
the cartridges were such bizarrely
They were treasures,
magic
man.
objects.
They
you
were,
would look at them
yeah.
and you would think, like, how does this thing work? Like, you
Yeah.
plug
I
it
know.
into here, and it's a playful size. It's
I
very
still think of
ergonomic.
that when I look at my N64. I can't believe it, and I can't believe like you never have a problem with these things. You don't fight
And
back.
it was a complete world
It
on
was,
one
already
little
on this one
device.
little
There was no
cartridge.
updating. There were no sort of
There was no crashing.
one-day patches.
No.
You know, it was or day one patches. It was just you plug it in
And
and
then
you
you-
escape.
and you pick up
and
these
it worked.
crazy
The games were
looking controllers.
much simpler back then.
Yeah.
And now there are so many elements that they have to worry about and control.
I feel like Super Mario 64 was
It was
wasn't simple.
very
It was-
simple
it
compared to the
wasn't.
games we have now.
Yeah.
Superman 64. Woo!
Come on, snowboard kids, guys.
Blake, do you have any
Snowboard
interesting observations to share with us before
Yeah,
we sign off?
Geno Mike 1 wants to know if we're excited for Fallout 4. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anybody who isn't.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
come
you can
on.
pre-order it today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
EB
the
Games.
pre-order starts.
Pre-order it from EB Games.
That's right. You can do that.
But all of the collector's editions are totally sold out, though, right? With
I don't know.
with
What do you want a
Pip-Boy.
collector's edition for?
It has the
Those-
Pip-Boy. You can stick the phone into.
I like the Fallout
Doesn't fit the
collector's
6
editions.
plus.
What are you going to
though.
do? Is you going to use that to pick up women? Well, then I don't need it.
You should use it to pick up women.
Let's see how it works for you.
You should try something like that.
Vic, it's a terrible idea. But I still love you, even though you love cameras more than me.
He doesn't love cameras more than you.
I do enjoy a good camera.
I knew it! It's almost time for a beer, right, guys?
Yeah, it's almost time to leave. So to leave, what are we watching and playing this weekend?
Oh, Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, yes,
It
that's
just
a
got,
good point.
Released on Netflix today, so I'm going to be binging that all weekend
Have
long.
you seen the movie?
Yes, of course. So
I never know with you.
anyway, so I'm just so excited about it.
Are you two going to review that then?
Yeah, we're going to review it.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it for sure. I mean,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
love the movie. I don't know how this is going to play out, but Paul Rudd's in it, so somebody's going to be interested.
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
And, for me, I want to talk about video games. I just want to say again, I said it once earlier in the show, but this is such a hard time of year, such a challenging time of year to
It's so
play
hot,
video
yeah.
games. It's so hot in my apartment. The cats are they're like just hyperventilating and hair is just blowing off of them.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
wheezing.
how's Clyde?
He's all right, moving slower.
Oh, okay.
And so I've started Batman twice now, and I keep hitting a wall, and where I just kind of fall asleep, much like I did in Mr. Holmes. So I'll try it again this
I can't
weekend.
believe you're comparing Arkham Knight to Mr. Holmes. Unbelievable.
But yeah, I don't know. That's it. I guess I got my Netflix show, and I got my HBO shows and stuff.
And your
but
Shapley and your cats.
I got Chablis.
And your Leonard Cohen records.
I'm probably gonna take a bath, despite
okay.
the warm weather.
Well, that'll be
Okay,
fun
Vic,
for
so
you.
what's your first world problem?
My first world problem, I'm fine. I've got lots of things to enjoy. I'll be watching, I think, episode 7 of True Detective. It's almost winding up. And it really
I've heard
petered out.
such
Holy
mixed
smokes,
reviews
really
about
it's
it.
gone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Oh man, right? Because we only saw 2 episodes of each other.
Yeah.
I never liked
Yeah.
the first
So-
season.
I
we-
like
about
the
it.
first 2 episodes of this season, but they
Did
better
you-
pick things up for the last. There was a
Holy
good
smokes.
shootout sequence, and everybody survived.
Are you
Everybody
still
was
watching
supposed to.
Ballers?
I'm still watching Ballers.
Are you still watching Ballers?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep watching it for sure.
What did you guys think?
Ballers?
Yeah.
That was okay.
I had mixed
okay.
feelings.
It's
Review
okay.
coming soon to EPN.tv.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll watch some True Detective. Maybe I'll check in with the little Ballers.
How many
And,
times have you finished Batman?
I'm almost finished the second time right now, and I beat the DLC. But I'm
Of course.
I'm gonna play some Witcher 3. I've been
Yeah.
really fired up to get in there, and I know it's huge. I probably
this is
won't
the
be able
season.
to finish that
How many
game.
times
is
have
the
you
season
hooked
for
up
it,
again?
Vic. It's a great time to go into your
But I
basement.
am fired up to load that up and jump back into that world.
maybe it's okay not to play any games in August. Maybe it's okay. Like maybe we just go outside, we go to the beach, we spend time with our loved ones and our family and our cats and our Chablis.
Playing these games is our job, and I'm fired up with some of the stuff that's coming
There's
out.
nothing to play this-
That's totally not
August
true. There's
is a
smaller
dead
games.
month.
There's a game called Bomb. It's called Bomb, and then there's a subtitle, but it's like a Crimson Skies. I just saw it on
What is
on
it?
Steam.
Crimson Skies.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
But I
mean, there's
okay.
tons of these little types of games out there, and
You know what? Spend some
I wanna check 'em out.
time with your daughter.
Of course.
Show her how to
He always
unplug a
does.
toilet.
Oh yeah, that's
that
lesson
will
number
be
1.
that will be part of our
And
routine this
watch
weekend.
some
for sure.
baseball because it's just gearing up here. We're excited.
Get
Like
psyched for
Lucas.
Taylor Swift.
Get pumped for Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, Taylor Swift, what are you wearing?
I
Oh,
already
me
know.
too.
Okay, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Anyway.
Got weird at the end. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good
Stitcher.
weekend.
Stitcher. See you next week.
Vic's Basement would like to thank its sponsors, EB Games, Nintendo, Xbox, and Gameloft, makers of Dragon Mania Legends, which you can play for free right now.